the days leading up to Christmas and the days between Christmas and New Year, as well as like a couple days after New Year's Day, these are days where everyone lets themselves a little bit loose. They may have not seen their family or their friends in quite a long time, and they may have been through university and stuff throughout the majority of the year, and this is their one chance to actually spend some time with their loved ones. They may not exercise, they may maybe eat a bit more than they probably should have because they know they'll be seeing friends, they'll be having lots of dinners, they'll be having lots of lunches, leftovers, and all that sort of stuff. They know they can't really exercise that much because they'll be seeing friends and family and just like everyone in general. Christmas is such a sociable time, New Year as well, all of these sort of events that are kind of packed into one. It's all a very sociable thing, and being sociable with your family is not a bad thing whatsoever, and I want to make that very clear that I am not against spending good quality time with your family, because that would be a very silly thing to say. I like spending time with my family at Christmas. It's a good time to just see people. It's a good time to have nice conversations with your family and with your friends and stuff like that. But often a lot of people use this period as an excuse in a weird sort of way to not relax, but let themselves off the hook is probably a phrase that I want to use. You can do that, and you can be consistent with the habits that you were previously doing. You can spend time with your family all day. You can have a Christmas lunch. You can have a sort of a New Year's thing, but you can also still go to the gym. You can also still meditate. You can also still journal. A lot of people, because they sort of, the whole New Year's resolutions thing and stuff like that, when it gets like the 23rd, 24th of December, they'll just sort of stop doing what they were doing for the whole of the year. And then when it gets to New Year and like the 3rd or 2nd of January, they'll then start it again. That ends up being around 10 days where people just aren't doing what they have sort of set out to do on their goals and stuff like that. They've not been putting in effort. They've not been going to the gym potentially. They've not been exercising that much. And the chances are, when it is in that period for me, there might be one day where I'm seeing family and I'm seeing friends throughout the whole day, and there's not going to be a chance for me to go to the gym because like I'm just like my day is completely filled with people, and chances are I'll probably have to make that like a rest day and just work around it and stuff like that. But if you can stay consistent, at least to a certain extent, you don't have to not like celebrate the end of the year, how far you've come, spend time with friends and family. It's a hard way to phrase what I want to say here, but if you can stay consistent throughout this period of celebration and relaxation, you don't have to put in your hardest effort. You don't have to like make sure that you're sort of increasing your level of progress inside of whatever things you're doing. As long as you just maintain it, you stay consistent, the linear trend might just like slope off a little bit through this period, but as long as you work yourself, at least to an extent, you still go to the gym 4-5 days a week, you still go on a run once a week, you still do a couple of deep work tasks, all that sort of stuff. You don't have to stick to your diet so stringently that it's going to mean that you're not going to be able to have Christmas dinner. It's going to mean that you're not able to like go out with friends for a New Year's Eve meal or something like that. You don't have to do that. But if you can sort of make a balance in this period, you will outwork everyone who has let themselves off the hook for these 10, 12, 14 sort of 2-week period. You will outwork everyone, and while they're sort of flatlining / decreasing, you'll be sort of still increasing, because you understand that if you still continue to do the simple daily things, you still continue to do the meditation, you continue to do the gratitude journaling, you continue to call your parents wherever they are in the world every single day, you continue to go to the gym and exercise for at least 30 minutes every day, and maybe do like an hour gym session 4 times a week or something or other like that. Those simple daily things that you were set out to do, if you let them go for 14 days, that is quite a long period of time, considering how much that's going to break the habit. You've been doing these habits every day, every week for God knows how long, and then you've broken that cycle for 2 weeks. It's going to be harder and harder to get back into the cycle as the new year rises, and then you're sort of cycling as you go around the year again and again and again, just breaking it and then starting it up again. But that's going to take like a while, so you're not going to get the maximum potential out of that particular period as well. Like the whole of January, you're not going to be fulfilling your potential because you're trying to get back into the good habits again, but you're struggling because you've taken like the 2-week period off of letting yourself loose, rather than just continuing to put in the little bits of effort. You don't have to go and be on your most maximum level of output and grind, but as long as you do the simple daily things, the 1-2 hour deep work thing a day, the 10-minute meditation, the 3 things that you're grateful for every single day, as I say, the 30-minute sort of exercise, anything like that, that is perfectly good for you to still make an upward trend on your life's journey. Honestly, it will be so beneficial to you, and trust me, you will outwork loads of people if you do just stay consistent throughout the periods of celebration of your life. I really don't want this video to have the message of that you shouldn't celebrate these Christmas events. You should 100% celebrate your birthday, Christmas, New Year, any event that is special to your particular religion, anything like that. I highly recommend that you celebrate those, because it is such a good time to talk to family and spend quality time with quality people. But I don't want it to be a reason that you let yourself off the hook and you almost feel guilty about it because you're struggling to like get back into the sort of regime that you were in before. If it's your birthday and you know that you're going to have like a meal with friends or family or whatever, maybe instead of doing your meditation in the evening, you do your meditation early in the morning or something like that. Anything like that where you just continue to implement the small daily disciplines. And even though you were still having that sort of celebratory meal, celebratory time period, you're still putting in enough work to make progress in your life. But like I'm trying to find the balance of how to portray this message. I do 100% want you to celebrate the things that are special to you, but at the same time, I don't want that to take away from who you know that you are as a person and how you want to live your life through the way of self-improvement or whatever, and doing the stuff. I don't want you to almost like beat yourself up for realizing that you took that 2-week period off of just working as you were throughout the rest of the year and then struggling to get back into the regime like as the new year begins. That's not what I want for you. And so my message to you is that you don't have to be on your maximum grind, your maximum output that you may have been during summer or spring or whatever. You just have to continue to do the simple daily habits that you were implementing right at the very start of self-improvement to make sure that you're not going to let yourself off the hook and just party like every day, every hour. You're going to eat loads of food. You're going to just not exercise because you don't think you'll have the time. You're not going to do any meditation, any gratitude, and you're going to just dip. But if you can still celebrate, be sociable, have parties, but as long as you don't just like go overboard on that, as well as going overboard on your output and your grind, and just not spending any time with family, not like having sort of not enjoying yourself and just having a pleasant time with friends, with family during a particular celebratory period. I don't want you to do either of the two extremes, because they're not going to be good for your mental health whatsoever, especially during a time period of celebration. You're going to feel a bit lonely if you're just trying to work and everyone else is just having a nice Christmas meal or something like that. That's just not going to be good for your mental health. But at the same time, just going overboard on going overboard on just overstimulation, that you're almost using the celebratory period as an excuse to celebrate and as an excuse to do things that you wouldn't normally do. Like, you don't have to like do a hell ton of drugs and do a hell ton of alcohol and stuff like that over the Christmas period, because that's like the way that you celebrate. You don't have to do that when you want to just like spend time with family. That's like a perfectly reasonable thing. Just spend time with family. But they won't necessarily be celebrating because it's Christmas. They'll just be doing things because they want to do those things. They wanted to do those things throughout the entire year. They had good willpower, but now they've finally broken, and they've used this particular celebratory event and this particular time period as an excuse to just do things that are unrelated to Christmas. They may still not go to the Christmas dinner, and they may just go out with their friends or something like that. That's kind of what I'm trying to get around by saying this. If you just continue to do the simple things, the basics, the like 30 minutes of exercise a day and the 1 hour weightlifting sessions, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, times a week, the meditation, the gratitude, the like cardio, the 2-hour deep work task a week or something like that. If you continue to do those, then you will still make progress against the people that have used it as an excuse to not make progress and just let themselves off the hook and use Christmas as an excuse, not necessarily even celebrating Christmas, just use the fact that it is Christmas and New Year as an excuse to do things that they wouldn't normally do, and they wouldn't even do if it was Christmas like 10 years ago or something like that, if you kind of get what I'm saying. But yeah, with that, I hope you enjoyed, and I recommend subscribing because I like this community of young tribal people who are willing to improve themselves so much more than they already have, and good luck.